Bye. Thank you. Of all the songs I wrote for Schoolhouse Rock, that's sort of me. I've been very lucky, and although it's not entirely true, I did do a whole day's work in my life when I was very young. Things like picking cotton, weeding onions, farm work. That's hard work. But one day, after joining the high school band, I thought, wow, this is great stuff, where you play with other kids and they've all got different horns and it fits together like a glove. And I said to my parents, I'm going to be a musician. They were cool. They didn't say you better learn typing. So that began my career in music. Now, in 1969, I had a house in Pennsylvania, a wife, and an 8-year-old daughter. I was trying to make a living as an independent, freelance musician operating in New York City. I had this call to have a meeting with the president of a little ad agency where I was sort of known already, McCaffrey and McCall. He said, my little boys can't memorize the times tables, but they sing along with Jimi Hendrix and the Rolling Stones. So why don't we put it to rock music and we'll call it Multiplication Rock. Well, what do you think? And I said, yeah, could be good. I'll give it a try. Well, I was highly motivated by this challenge. And he said, you know, we'll pay you if we like the song. He had been looking for someone in New York City to set the multiplication tables to music. So I knew it was very important to do it right and to do it well. So I went home and thought. I wouldn't let myself go to the piano and start writing. I wanted to think about it first. And I looked in some math books I had, something about new math and other decimal systems, things like that. But the first thing is to write a good song, or else it'll be curtains. Goodbye, Bob. So I hit upon the idea, let's pick a number. 3, that's a good number. And I sat down at the piano and I started fooling around. It took me 2 weeks before I delivered a song to the team up at the advertising agency in New York City. This is what they heard. 3 is a magic number. Yes, it is. It's a magic number. Somewhere in the ancient mystic trinity, you get 3 as a magic number. The past and the present and the future, faith and hope and charity, the heart and the brain and the body, give me 3 as a magic number. Well, it takes 3 legs to make a tripod or to make a table stand. It takes 3 wheels to make a vehicle called a tricycle. Every triangle has 3 corners. Every triangle has 3 sides, no more, no less. You don't have to guess. When it's 3, you can see it's a magic number. Well, a man and a woman had a little baby. Yes, they did. They had 3 in the family. And that's a magic number. Okay, kids. So much for magic. Now it's time to take care of business. I know you counted by 2s, you counted by 3s, you counted by 5s, you counted by 10s, but today we're going to count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Do it again. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Now the multiples of 3 come up 3 times in each set of 10. In the first 10, you get 3, 6, 9, and in the teens, it's 12, 15, and 18, and in the 20s, 21, 24, 27, and it comes out even on 30. Now we're going to multiply backward from 3 times 10. 3 times 10 is 30. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12. And 3 times 3 is 9. And 2 times 2 is 3. And 3 times 1. What is it? 3 is a magic number. Well, over the years, I've used these songs to visit elementary schools. And I get the kids to help me with the multiplication part. Okay? So one more time, kids. I'm counting on all you kids out there. Let's count by 3s. Take it all the way up to 30. Here we go. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Do it again. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Now the multiples of 3 come up 3 times in each set of 10. In the first 10, you get 3, 6, 9, and in the teens, it's 12, 15, and 18, and in the 20s, 21, 24, 27, and it comes out even on 30. But now we're going to multiply backward from 3 times 10. 3 times 10 is 3 times 9 is 3 times 8 is 3 times 7 is 3 times 6 is 3 times 5 is 3 times 4 is 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times a 1. What is it? 3. Yeah! That's a magic number. It's a magic number. It's a magic. Thank you. Well, I'd always wanted to write songs for kids. You know, I loved children, although I only had one, and that was my opportunity. They loved this song, and he said, write more, write more. It took me about, I'd say, 2 or 3 years, and I wrote 11 songs on the multiplication tables. I tried to make each song different. That was about the only song I ever wrote with only 2 chords. You know, I was a jazz musician, and I'd written a lot of songs, but most of them were quite complicated. You know, what I call extravagant love songs, or songs that I would want to sing in my own performances. But by 1969, I had acquired quite a few skills, accompanying other singers, singing and entertaining myself, leading a little jazz band, arranging music, and also studio experiences. I've done things like co-produce albums with another guy. So I was ready for anything. And as time proceeded, we recorded them. And by the time it was over, in 1972 and 3, there were lots of parental groups who were waging a battle, a protest against the cartoons that they were showing on Saturday morning to children. You know, most of them were violent, and they said, "Can't you give our children something better?" Well, the ABC network just happened to be a client of this little ad agency, and they took it over one day, my recording of 3 is a magic number. Suddenly, we're on television. My life became quite hectic because every song from that point on had to be exactly 3 minutes. And once we were on TV, I became the automatic musical director of the whole project, the musical director. And I was on salary, and I was making money as the singer, as the arranger, as the songwriter, and I was doing quite well. It was a big highlight in my life as far as finance goes, and also rewards. It was great to be reaching children, and we had a captive audience, you know. Typical scenario, the parents, the mother probably has to do some errands, and she tunes them in on ABC and says, now eat your cereal and stay on channel ABC, and I'll be back in 40 minutes. So every 30 minutes or so, they see these little 3-minute songs. And they didn't know it, but they were getting educated. So we did grammar, and we sort of interrupted grammar in 1976, the bicentennial. Actually, we hadn't yet written a preposition song. Everybody tried to write a preposition song, but nobody liked what they wrote. By then we had a songwriting team of 3 or 4 people, counting colleagues of mine. One thing about being the musical director of a TV show, I was able to hire all my jazz friends. We went on to America Rock for the bicentennial. And later on also, a group in Chicago invented a play on Schoolhouse Rock with their own plot about a school teacher's first day. And I must say, after all these years, when I avoided becoming a teacher, little did I know that through the magic of cartoons on television, I would become an educator. But nowadays, I respect and admire teachers so much, you know, for their daily commitment. You know, that was one thing I wanted to avoid, having to be in school 5 days a week. I led a more unregimented life. So, but now I admire them, and actually, school teachers and parents have kept Schoolhouse Rock alive, even though it was on TV 13 years, in 73 to 86, and then a little bit more in the 90s when some of the kids grew up and became program directors for ABC. They brought it back, and we finished up. We had Science Rock, and then we had Money Rock, teaching kids about finances, and we finally finished a preposition song. I lucked out. I wrote a preposition song. It's too hard to sing. Let's see. I think, did I say everything? I don't have my watch. What time is it? I don't want to take too much time.
That's perfect.
One more song?
Sure.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Hooking up those little words in phrases and clauses. Conjunction, junction, what's your fun? I got 3 favorite cars that get most of my job done. Conjunction, junction, what's your fun? I got and but an R. They'll get you pretty far. Dig this. And. That's an adjective, like this and that. And then there's but, when you say, Mommy, I won't do this, but I could do that. And then there's are, when you have a choice, this or that. And but and are will get you pretty far. Sing it, baby. hooking up 2 boxcars and making them run right like these. Bread and butter, milk and honey, peas and rice. Hey, that's nice. Dirty but happy, digging and scratching, losing your shoe and a button or two. He was poor but honest, sad but true. Ooh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Sing it. Conjunction, junction, what's your fun? Hooking 2 words to one, if you should have a choice. Like this, you might say, either now or later. Neither now nor ever. Hey, that's clever. Eat this or that, grow thin or fat. Never ever do that, I'm already too fat. Ah, conjunction, junction, what's your function? Hooking up phrases and clauses that sort of have to balance like these. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. He cut loose a sandbag, but the balloon wouldn't go any higher. Let's go up to the mountains or down to the seas. You should always say thank you, or at least say please. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Telling a big long story like the one I'm about to lay on you now. In the mornings, when I'm usually wide awake, I love to take a walk through the gardens and down by the lake, where I often see a duck and a drake. And I wonder what they would say if they could speak. Quack, 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 quack. Sing it now. Ah, conjunction, junction, what's your function? Hooking up those little words, making them function. Conjunction, junction, how's your fun? I'm going to get you there if you're very careful. Conjunction, junction, what's your fun? I'm gonna get you there if you're very, very careful. Sing it.